Hello, welcome to Camila's 4am Late Night Latte. This is brought to you by Camila's 4am. We are a tech company helping business owners to create video contents as easy as if they're just ordering from Grab Food. My name is Mimi, the Chief Mascot Officer of Camila's 4am.
Oh, you became Chief Mascot Officer?
Yeah,
You didn't tell us that you are changing the title.
Yeah, depends on my mood.
Okay. Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Harry.
Why so?
Depends on her mood. I will be CEO and then I will not be CEO. Charlotte. Okay, let's go. So, this is episode 2.
Yes.
So we're sharing the 90-day challenge. So can you also explain that what is the 90-day challenge? Maybe like as they started to listen from here.
Yeah. In order to understand the process that the small business go through, we launched a 90-day challenge. Can I grow a business from scratch with just a 10,000 starting capital to a 10 million peso valuated small business all in just 90 days? And
Yes.
we finished it already, and the result we'll share later. So this series of podcast is all about sharing to you what I went through and how did I go through with it, because I cannot summarize it by myself. So Harry will be interviewing me to extract all of the information from my brain to share to you all.
Such a hassle work. Well, okay. So yeah, if you haven't checked out our
Last episode.
last episode 1, so you can check on YouTube or podcast. So we were at the moment that you just released the first kimono pants,
Yes.
right? So I believe that we finished the November
22.
November 11.
November 11.
Like this, so Mimi didn't even remember that. So we talk about that, first creator, that Nikki,
Yeah.
that you pass the full contents and then right.
Yes.
So okay, at this time, so maybe like today, so okay, I can just give the listener that just a heads up. So this is like a kind of phase 2. So we break it down to in order to launch a business, like not only launching, but also like growing. So in 90 days. So in order to hit the 10 million peso valuations, so we break it down to 4 stage. First stage is like ideation. Second, production. Third, launching. Fourth, scaling, like a growth. So it's gonna be more, episode 4. So then now today's episode 2, and then we're going to talk about the production. So what kind of the hassle and difficulty that Mimi went through, and
So
then
many.
how did she overcome or not overcome or like stuff like that.
Still suffering.
Yeah. So first episode, so November 11. It already, it's been like 45 days, 40 days, 50 days.
Before I launched.
Where the ideation part was actually quite long. And then now it's after idea was fixed, and then now we're moving for the productions. Okay, so please explain that, or after November 11, that this is a bazaar, right?
Yes.
So you fix the idea, and then you didn't really go to the production, so you really didn't make the mass production.
Yeah.
You just made only
Samples.
few samples, and then you release.
Yes.
Because earlier you mentioned that you want to prove the concept.
Yes.
So you had only 4 items.
Yes.
So literally 4 items.
Yes, I had 4 items in the bazaar. So usually business owners, when they release or produce something, they produce a minimum quantity, but I really don't want to go there because I have very limited resources. So remember, November
You mean
1.
usually mention the fashion business
Fashion
or
business.
fashion business?
Yes. Because
So usually business owners make how many? Do you know that?
the companies that I talk to has a minimum order of 40 pieces.
40 pieces. It's a company. How big it is?
It's a company of like 10 sewers.
10 sewers.
Yes.
Okay.
They have a minimum of 40 pieces
Okay.
immediately. I don't have money for.
Okay. So
40
that's the
pieces.
usual process.
That
if
is
you
the usual
if you
process.
release a
Yeah,
fashion
yeah,
brand,
yeah.
so you would approach to the company, and how did you find that, by the way?
Actually, I asked one of our clients, Liana Manila, to refer me to one of their sewers.
I see.
She referred 3. 2 has a minimum.
I see.
1 agreed to me to make samplers for me.
So she refers 3 companies.
Yeah, 3 people.
3 people.
2
Wait.
people.
you mentioned the company earlier.
Yeah, there's one company, there's two independent. When I say company, they really have a company and they have a team of sewer.
Okay.
When I say independent sewer, these are people who are just one sewer, one designer. They're kind of like freelancer.
Okay. So you connected the freelancer
Yes.
under the company.
Yes.
And then what happened?
So, remember we bought the fabric this around October, and then my sister came to Nagoya November 1, and they're flying with my kimono November 2. That was the timeline, right? And then until November 2, actually I have no sewer. I just set the kimono. So November 2, I contacted all of the companies, and they replied right away and said the minimum, and I said, I can't afford it. So in the freelancer, I haggled with them, can you make me samplers first? One freelancer didn't allow me unless I commit to a minimum order. But one freelancer allowed that, okay, I can give you sampler, but you will order from me in your future batch. I said, yeah, sure, I'll order from you.
Interesting for me. So even you haven't tried this sewer, but they didn't agree to make the sample.
Without
they
minimum.
make you to commit for the 40.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. Why this happens?
I think it's because they're very negative with one sample. The amount of work they need to do to make one sample is not worth it for them.
Are they usually working with a big company?
I'm not sure. Usually when I say big company, no, they work with small businesses.
But maybe your request is very special.
Yes.
So usually the business owner need to take a risk, and then that's kind of standard in this industry, at least in
But
Philippines.
if you think about it, 40 pieces actually is not too big of a money. It's
how
like,
much?
It's like 400 times 40.
400 times 40, so it's around 16,000.
People have 16,000. I don't have 16,000. That's why I'm very, very strict with my budget. I cannot afford the 16,000. And they want me to
but 16,000 it's big, because we don't know if they are good or not, right?
Yeah, but usually small
or they already have the good. They have the proof. Okay.
Usually small business owners has at least 8,000 to spend. They make you down payment 50% non-refundable. And people has 8,000 to spend. I don't have 8,000 to spend.
Okay.
Because I also have bazaar that I need to pay for.
All right. So yeah, I have the 90 days report here, so I can check it. So you didn't put them website.
I have no website.
So this is a question that for the business owner who want to start the fashion brands, they need to connect one by one.
Yes.
It's only way that you can find is
supplier.
referral.
Yes. You can Google. I tried to Google, but they have no website. And then you can find some people in the Instagram, but they're late to reply. So in this industry, it's really referral.
It's really referral.
Yeah.
Like for example, okay, so let's compare the UGC creators or like other how to say human resources. So we're also expert of the UGC creator industry, right?
Yeah.
So when usually clients are looking for the creators, so they can go to the Facebook and then we have the UGC creator group, several groups in Philippines,
Yes.
right? Do we have that kind of group in Philippines?
We have.
Okay.
I tried it too, but later on.
What kind of names?
It's like Sower Philippines.
Sower Philippines.
Yeah.
So that's only one group.
Several. I tried. I even but this is afterthought because I'm just running out of time, so I went to the referral. I tried. What happened was I asked Hazel, one of our clients, Hazel, how do you filter Sower? Same UGC. I need Sower. I got like 50 applications.
I can imagine that.
I asked Hazel, how do you filter? And Hazel said, ask for sample, ask for previous work.
Okay.
And then I did, and I shortlisted it into 3 sewers. So I gave sample fabric kimono, I gave down payment, I gave instructions. One suddenly ghosted, but at least she returned my fabric after.
Ghosted but returned.
Yeah, because I started to be shitsukoi, like return. She's like, she said, I will finish it in 1 week. After 2 weeks, I followed up. I was like, where are you? Where is this? And then
so
finally,
you gave 3.
I gave 3.
And then, so those 3 people agreed to make one sample.
Yes.
And then, so you mean that each of them, you gave 4 items to make?
No, only 1.
So one is pants, like one
Yes,
is
yes,
skirt,
exactly,
like something
exactly,
like
exactly.
that. Okay. And then 1 out of 3 already ghosted.
Yes.
But finally, she just returned the item
Yes.
at least.
Yes.
But okay, so 33% will be ghosting
Yes.
based on this data.
Yes. One
Okay.
one was able.
Well, but this person who even ghosted was referral.
No. This is Facebook group. You're asking me if I tried the Facebook group, right? So I did the Facebook group. I said I need these sewers.
So these 3 people, so you found on Facebook.
Yes.
I think another 3 people,
referral.
you were referral.
Yes.
So
yes.
totally you tried 6 people.
Yes.
Okay. And then so those people, 3 people you found, finally what happened?
First
Finally.
ghosted. The
Okay.
second delivered, but the quality is not good.
Got it. Okay.
The third, she delivered, but what's too late. It's like she took almost 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Okay. So eventually 100% was bad.
Bad.
Okay.
The
And
second
then
one was good quality,
I see.
but
I see.
super late, so I don't want to
Okay,
work on
okay. Yeah. Guys, actually, like, if you are listening this, or maybe the Spotify, it's a little bit better than YouTube because you can also check that, Etsuka Fashion,
Yeah.
ETSUKA
Underbar
fashion, underbar fashion. So, this is also the area that even I really didn't know because it's more likely that Mimi didn't post. And of course, Mimi cannot post about this kind of, the deep internal thing. So, so this is happening after the Nikki's photo, like November 11 one.
Yes.
And then so until how long did you take to test these 3 people first?
I'm quite fast in
Or it's
releasing
ongoing?
fabric.
Like
yeah,
you-
these are
These
ongoing.
6 people are ongoing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
also since it's your first time, and then especially this is like a 90-day challenge to
I
learn.
need to
So
fast,
you
be
also I mean like you also purposely try the Facebook group.
fast. Yes.
And then at the backup, so you also try that 3 referral.
Yes.
3 referral come from Liana Manila, Lana, and
Only
then also
Liana.
only Liana.
Yeah,
Oh, not
yeah.
and again.
And
Hazel?
again referred, but they have even more. I inquired. They have more minimum order,
I see. Okay.
so I can't
see.
comply.
I see. Okay. But I have a question. Like, Liana Manila. So she's also our client too. She ordered from different.
It's a common practice.
Uh,
Usually, you differentiate based on my experience.
Mm.
I differentiate based on design, so that because I cannot.
Some good at making
Yes.
pants, some good at making the top, something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
And also because if you order different supplier for different design, the design will not be standard. So some might look
I see.
different.
Okay. And then so finally, how did it land? So
I landed out of the 6 I approached. I landed with 1.
landed 1.
Yeah,
Oh.
only 1.
Even the referral, 3 people. Even this referral, you didn't choose. Why?
Yeah. So right now, the second referral of Liana were in talks, but since their company, it's quite long.
It's big company.
I don't know how big they are, but there's onboarding meeting, there's contract signing.
Can you this is the camera, okay?
sorry.
Don't be relaxed too much.
Yeah, so
she's basically facing to me. Okay.
so there was onboarding, contract signing,
Okay.
design. They're very, for sure the quality will be good,
Okay.
but for a 90-day challenge,
Okay. I see.
it will not
So one you chose or the
fast.
why?
Because
And
she's
then-
fast to deliver. That's my main.
Even the company.
No. I chose essentially freelancer.
Freelancer. So
She's-
finally you landed to work with freelancer.
Yes. She's fast and good quality.
I used to working with her.
Yes.
Does she have the capacity?
She can only do 15 every 2 weeks.
15 every 2 weeks.
15 to 20 every 2 weeks.
15 to okay. Is this the one that we always call?
Yeah.
The tita.
The tita.
Okay. I can call like charisma tita.
Yeah, she even calls me at 10, 11 p.m.
So you still work with her.
Yes, because the company is still, imagine, the 90-day challenge is already finished, but we're still in the sampling stage with the company.
Okay. So let's a little bit jump. So because now we're talking about the focus on the productions. So finally, you still work with this freelance Kita, and I remember that you already kind of started to discuss to work with a new person. Like we have the WhatsApp group, right?
Yeah.
That's company.
Yes.
That's Liana Manila's referral.
Yes.
So you couldn't work with them when you are just testing stage
because I have no money.
After you kind of settle down and now it's already like growing and now you can talk with
Okay, so because my situation is a bit different because I am pressed for time. I only have literally 40 days. And my goal is the sales. Everything else is later.
Okay, I see. Okay, then so now we already or review all of the process, right? Listeners basically or viewers, so some people are going to start a fashion brand in 2024. Do you have any advice for them? You can also imagine that you can go back there, so what kind of shortcut you can suggest?
Maybe I can divide into two things that I did that I want you to replicate, and things that I did or did not that you should not do. So the things that I did that was good was I was really resourceful about my budget. Since I have limited budget, I made sure that someone is willing to buy the item before I even spent money on it. So I released it. I even released pre-orders. So even if I don't have the product, I already released a sketch. And then the moment I had the samplers, I asked a content creator, our creator in Camila, to shoot photos and video of it, and that was my selling point and nothing else. And it kept on selling. I gave discounts for people so that they will wait for a month or two, and that was a very smart business move because.
So essentially, your first advice is don't make a lot before you prove the concept.
Yes, before you sell something.
Just sketch, design, and then get a sample, and then sell.
Ask the creator to shoot. So get a sample, ask the creator to shoot, try to sell. Get
the sample, ask a creator to shoot, and then
sell.
Why do you need a creator? Because you have the product already, you can sell.
It's hard to sell without good photo or good video. So essentially, it's cheaper to hire someone to shoot than to produce a lot right away. You will save a lot of money if you get a sample first and then make someone shoot. And then you know which design will sell, actually. So, for example, if I made a mistake of producing shorts, I would be so devastated because no one's buying the shorts.
So, even now, did you sell any shorts?
No.
Zero?
Zero?
Even
I still have the short sampler.
My gosh. Even that short was featured by Wayne Manila, the top page. Oh my goodness. Wayne Manila, you chose the wrong one.
No, but that's the thing, right? When you have business idea and sample design idea, you really don't know what will sell. I thought the shorts will sell, but apparently it did not. It's just that
it's just like shorts.
Yeah. So if you have samplers, ask creators to shoot all your samples, post it on social media.
I have a question here. Because you always talk about that, the reason why you started Etsuka is because of the sizing problem for you.
Yes.
You want, for example, you're the short person, and then so you really couldn't find the right fitting clothes, right? So my question here is why you didn't take photo of yourself, but assign the creator? Because usually our creators are more pretty, beautiful, nice looking.
Yes.
So this is my question.
That was maybe I will mark it as something that I should have done. It's just that at the time of it was released, November 11, you were not there. It was just me doing the bazaar by myself.
Okay.
So I had no time.
So you just had no time.
Yeah.
So if you have time, you would like to take photo by yourself.
I did it eventually after the bazaar ended. So I posted a photo of me.
Let's go back to Etsuka. I think I took a photo in the elevator, right?
Yes.
That was that one, right?
Yes.
That was that. When was this? Maybe this one. November 23rd.
Yes.
And
so-
then this is kind of like a short clip movies.
Yes, yes.
Right?
Yes,
So
yes.
Mimi is standing on the elevator. So if you have time, so
It should
you
have been earlier, way earlier.
you took 12 days.
Yeah, it took 12 days.
Why 12 days?
Because 11, 12, 13 was bazaar, 14, 15 I'm sick. 14, 15 I'm sick. 16, 17, 18, 19 I think I'm busy with the startup PH because we have an event.
Okay. I see. So, but let's also check the data here. So here in Etsuka, the first photo that Nikki took, 1,500 likes,
It was
and then
boosted.
it was boosted.
Yeah.
Okay. But yours one was not boosted.
Yes.
So when we compare the organic reach, it's almost same, or maybe your photo has more engagement.
My photo has more engagement.
I see.
Definitely.
Because simply that
It's
you
the
know.
mission.
Okay. I see. So now makes sense. So maybe the business owner, if they release a fashion brand, they should take photo of yourself.
Not really. They should take photo of someone that will represent the vision of the company. So the vision of the company, remember, was to solve the problems of mid-size, plus-size, petite ladies who's having a hard time finding pants. And of course, my model creators should be like that. It's just that at the time that I invited my model creators, I don't have the time to find those people that fit within my core target audience. So I invited those that are available.
I see. Okay. I have a question then. So, even you mentioned that there are several model creators who looks pretty, very nice style.
Yes.
Like Lois here,
yes,
between 11 to 23,
yes.
and also other creators too. Why?
Because that's maybe another thing number 2 that I'm working on. My main problem right now is I have no stock. I literally have 0 stock.
Stock of photo
Pants. And
pants.
I have no stock
Okay.
at all. So I cannot send product for shooting of someone who is plus size petite. Because I now have a list of creators that I wanted to work with. It's just that I have no stock to send.
Okay.
It's just that so happened that during the bazaar, we invited creators, and the creators who came are creators that look like this. And they were able to shoot because my stock was there.
Okay.
So
So essentially, it's
I'm
like
just-
no choice.
No choice.
It's just you didn't choose.
That's why I keep on posting my photo because I have the pants here.
Okay.
And also
Alright.
I rely on the photos submitted by my clients who already received their pants.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, we're also talking about the production. So, do you have any other difficulties of the production side?
Aside from finding more reliable sewers, because I'm now relying only on one, so it's slow. It's also like when there's a misunderstanding, because maybe this since this is more intimate, one thing that Hazel talked to me before was it's hard to deal with suppliers, especially freelancers, in the sense that it's a very relationship based transaction. So unlike if it's company to company, it's a bit cold. You even have a contract. When you work with freelancer suppliers in the fashion industry, you don't have a contract. What you have is just a relationship. So it can be volatile depending on the mood of the relationship. So what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say here is
I see Mimi struggle.
what I want to share here is one thing that I should have done more is find more suppliers right away so that I'm not reliant to one. I think that was my.
But you tried six
I
suppliers.
tried, but I
It
feel like-
sounds like already enough.
Maybe I should have tried 12
12.
or 24.
Because essentially 1 out of 6 will
Is the
work,
data. Yeah,
especially
yeah,
in
yeah.
this stage, right?
Yeah.
So that being said, maybe you should try 12.
Yeah, but the thing is, I have no time.
Yeah, and then do you recommend everyone
Maybe
to also like reach a 12? Or are you talking about only like a fashion industry, or you also talk about another beauty and the other industries too?
I don't know if I can speak
I don't
about,
know.
because usually in the beauty industry they talk to a company because a freelancer cannot produce beauty products.
I see.
It's always company based.
I
right?
see. I see.
And even jewelry, it's usually company supplier. It's only in fashion it's very particular that you will work with freelancers. Maybe in relation to what you were discussing, I would have gotten a partner. That was one thing also that I didn't do right. The production part of a fashion business is a big part of the operation.
I'm just curious that everyone who are starting a fashion brand, do they also go through this kind of process? It sounds like a very inefficient thing. It sounds like a very, very hectic.
Yeah, for sure. The first stage is always
like
outsourcing.
We can build some platform to
Maybe,
make it easy or something like that, right?
The first stage is always do it yourself. Second stage is you will hire your own sewers. That's usually the two stages. I'm at the first stage wherein I outsource. Sometimes nga, people go to Taytay. Taytay is kind of like the center of sewers. So I cannot physically go. So Hazel told me I need to visit.
Taytay is a
kinda
location
like
place.
where all the sewers are. Majority of the sewers
It's
are.
a location. It's
a
like
location.
a BGC.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's near Antipolo.
Okay.
But they're offline. So I
Okay.
need to go there, give my sample, show the sketch, have a meeting with them. They're not freelancers who's online. But since it's far away, I really have no time to visit.
What do you mean? You go there and then you will literally knock the door?
Yeah.
Really?
It's really like
There's no one who manage.
There
or
is
like-
one, like Hazel's contact has a one manager, and that one manager is online, but he still wants me to visit there.
But you can, so you visit there and then meet the manager, and then maybe manager can or
Yes,
assign that.
yes.
Oh, I know this store.
Yes,
I know
yes,
this
yes,
store,
yes,
something
yes,
like that.
And
Which
also
is so-
usually it's piecemeal. So my
Doesn't
current
sound like a 2024.
yeah, my current sewer do everything. I just literally send the fabric, right?
Okay.
But this tie sewer, I need to talk to the cutter, I need to talk to the pattern maker, and then usually the cutter is near the sewers. So I need to physically be there to move things, which I cannot. So, but the tie is way cheaper, so I think that's another area that I can discover.
Okay, all right. Okay. So then let's also talk about the supply. Your kimono is coming from
Japan.
I know that what's the difficult part because I was living with you and then I was also shipping kimono. So when you started, you didn't try to find well let please explain that how did you find the supply.
So the first kimono supply I found in Google. So I literally just googled old kimono Nagoya.
Old kimono Nagoya, okay.
And then it showed me this shop, and we went there. And then right then and there, I ordered several pieces worth 8,000 yen. That was my first big investment from the 10,000. And then at the time, I know my sister and my brothers are coming to Japan, so I know I can send it with them to go home.
Oh, which day?
November 1.
November 1.
Yes, we went to the Kyokumeyo like October 28th.
So now we needed to go back actually, because you talk about November 11. Already.
Yeah.
And then we also went to the November 23.
Yes. So please catch up.
So before you prove the concept, actually you already kind of bet. Okay.
Yeah, I bet 8,000 yen because that's
8,000 yen.
Yes.
Which is around 3,000 peso.
Yes.
And then how many pieces you purchased then?
6 pieces.
Only 6 pieces.
Yes.
Okay, this kimono, one piece, how many items you can produce? It's 1 or 1?
1:1.
1:1. Okay, so essentially it's around 500 peso per piece.
Yes.
Okay, and then so you will send 6 pieces
I sent 6 pieces to my sister
to your sisters.
when they went back to Manila.
Okay.
That was my first shipping experience.
Okay, and then after that, so when did you source and then how did you do that?
So after that, the sales are coming. I know I'm coming home for the bazaar, November 11. So I also went back to the store and ordered maybe at this time I got like 8 pieces again.
Mm.
And then I brought it to Manila, and then I sent it to the sewer.
Okay. And then let's also talk about the contents. In the production stage, you really didn't make
I have
contents.
no time.
It's because you have no time.
Yes.
If you have time, would you suggest other people to make the contents?
Of course, it would have helped sell more. So
Mm.
my sales,
Why?
because more content is essentially, fashion is more, selling fashion online is more on imagination.
Mm.
You need to make your audience imagine how it looked like to them. So the more that you give them content, the more you give them how it looks like kind of content, the easier it is for them to decide.
Okay, but you literally didn't make any contents.
Yeah, because
Even like we went to kimono shop, but you didn't release even the
I did.
contents.
I did in Camila's account, main account,
Not its account.
not Etsuka account.
Was this your mistake?
No, it was strategic because I have no follower yet at the time. So I felt like it's easier to bring followers from my main account to Etsuka account.
Okay. Then what's advice for those new people because they don't have any followers?
Use your Facebook personal page.
Personal page.
Yeah. Use your Facebook personal page, post about it, tag your brand account.
So
and
this is
push
kind
your
of what
traffic.
we talked last time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
find a warm community for you. Maybe it will be TikTok for you, maybe LinkedIn, or I think most of the people are Facebook or Instagram, especially in Philippines.
Yes. I even did that. I posted it in my personal FB page.
Okay.
So that I can bring traffic to, because at the time the followers of Etsuka is like 1,002.
Okay. But why don't you make the collaboration?
That was just an error.
It's okay, that was just error. If you can collaborate, just always collaborate. Okay. Alright, so those are the things that you went through the production and supply side. Did you have any thing that you also would mention about the difficulties? Supply. Essentially supply and making that part.
Yes.
You don't have any problem designing.
You know what? I just got lucky because before I even designed, I downloaded photos from Pinterest and I uploaded it in my social and made people vote. And then since they voted,
It's a story.
yes, story.
Okay, that's why we cannot see it.
Yeah. And since they voted, my friends actually commented like, "Can you do this? Can you do that?" And I just followed them. So I think that's something that
So it's a social media for the survey, kind of like
Yeah.
a designing.
I think that is something. The mere fact that I'm not a fashion designer, I think played well for me. Because fashion designer usually can be very creative. But since I'm not a fashion designer, I just followed my friends. So for example, one of my friend, I showed the photo and then Ate Joyce, one of my friends said, "Mimi, can you put pockets? My original design has no pocket."
I think I saw somewhere you post about the pocket and stuff like that. Is this really recent post?
No, it's recent post, but it was way before. I just curated recently.
Okay, because you have more time.
Yeah. So one of my friends, you can see the screenshot there. One of my friends said, "Can you put pockets?" I was like, "Okay." And then another friend said, "Can you make it a bit wide in the hips because usually it isn't good on the hips. I widen the hips." Kind of like that. So
use your audience to brainstorm
yes.
for the designing.
Yes.
You didn't consult with any designer or the professional person, even you're not designer.
I did one friend designer, but
Okay.
it's very hard to I'm so sorry if you're a designer. It's so hard to communicate because they will ask you questions that they ask me questions that I cannot answer. So
Okay.
for
Such as?
example, I asked like, my general question was first, I want to design pants for plus size lady. What should I take note of?
Okay.
And then they started asking me what is the material. I just know it's silk, and then apparently there's different kinds of silk. I don't know what kind of silk is this.
Okay.
And then she's asking me, do you want darting? I don't even know what darts is.
I don't know too. What's the darting?
Dart is kind of like the here.
Okay.
That here. So they will ask you some things that, at least that my friend who I consulted with, they will ask me things that I have no idea what it is about.
I mean, this is also like a same thing in startup industry. Like usually we say that good startup founder can talk everyone, which mean that even they can explain what they do for the elementary school kids or kindergarten students. So sorry for her or him, but definition of like, I mean, that kind of designer, maybe they need to upgrade.
Yes.
Maybe they are talking about too much industrial words, something that the
But
beginner
also
cannot
for
understand.
free. I didn't pay a consultant because I have no money to pay a designer
Yeah,
consultant.
yeah. I mean, talking about that. This is for anyone, general.
That's
Even
true.
designer, engineers,
That's so true.
For example, like our engineer, the CTO Zach,
It's
he
good at
always
explaining.
he always can explain well to non-engineers, right?
Very
So I
true.
believe that the good people, good expert people, always can talk to anyone with easy words to understand.
And
But
also,
anyway,
and also another thing, my freelance sewer was actually a good designer too. So she has an eye for design. So I brought her the photo.
that's another designer.
No, my sewer.
Okay, wait, your sewer. I thought.
Yeah.
Luckily, your sewer was designed. It was designed.
Has an eye for design.
As a high for design.
So I gave her the photo from Pinterest and the suggestion of my friends, and she actually commented back. So essentially, the whole idea was me from Pinterest, then posted it in social media. My friends gave feedback. I sent to my sewer.
Okay.
Sewer gave her own feedback, and I made the
see.
final decision.
I see. So maybe that being said, so your sewer can also
Be the
design designer.
consultant.
That's why you don't have to hire a designer.
Exactly.
But usually you might need to hire a designer, or you need to be the designer. Am I
You
correct?
need to be the designer, but I don't think you need to be the designer because, for example, another thing that went was I sent. Remember my first friend who ordered? I sent the first sampler to her, and she actually gave comments and feedback. So you don't essentially need the designer; you just need the voice of your client, in a sense.
Okay, all right. So got it. Then let's also talk about the.
This is a nice discussion. You're a good question.
Yeah, I'm a
I
good
can
moderator.
I can learn from myself.
Let's also talk about, this is something that we talk about a little bit last episode 1, but me and Mimi always talk about that if you go to the wrong market, it's almost no chance to grow.
Yeah.
So as a startup founder, that we are also creating a video content for the business owners, but to be honest, or some brands or products, when we see that, we already know that this is very difficult to make videos. Of course, I cannot say which brands because maybe like a clients are listening that, and then most of our clients are having a really, really beautiful product. But to be honest, like when we have the discovery call, we know that this is too basic idea. Anyone can start.
No value proposition.
No value proposition, stuff like that, right? Did you? Okay, so before you have a good idea, like this kimono pants, maybe can be hit, and then you also started to produce. Did you ever change your perspective, hypotheses that this idea is good or not, or from the beginning, you already have the confidence, and that confidence didn't change through the production stage because you didn't make the right product before launching, and then after launching, you go to the production, which is kind of a little bit irregular. Or maybe the fashion brands you can apply for this style, but maybe another beauty or food we can actually try this way. Actually, most of the industry we can try, but yeah. So did you change any perspective?
So you have 3 questions. Did I?
No. One question.
In conclusion, I was not scared because I have no time. I at the time I was at day 45.
No, not really scared. It's not scaredness is more emotion, right?
Yeah. Was
So,
I confident?
When you released, you really didn't have the feedback. But after you release, and then as you mentioned that you also keep using the Instagram and then communicating with the audience, and then you get the feedback. So while you are doing the productions.
Yeah. Harry, this is a very difficult question for me because you know me, I don't really when I wanted to do something, I don't really think so much deeply like this.
Yeah, so maybe that's the answer. Like, because, if you realize that, for example, there's a chance that when you started to send a kimono, they couldn't make it as a product, then it's gonna be another problem. And oh my gosh, you cannot continue to do that, right? But I think your answer means that not much problem. So production stage was success,
Yeah, but
except for finding the people.
yeah.
Don't you think?
But also remember, during the bazaar, I haven't touched the product. The first day of bazaar morning, there's no.
When was the bazaar?
November 11.
November 11.
November 11 morning, my
The first bazaar, right?
yes. November 11 morning, I have nothing to sell because
Okay.
the sewer is still not done with the pants.
Mm.
So until then, I actually don't know if it looks good.
Okay.
At that time, I have two options. I told myself, if it doesn't look good, I will just need to think about something else very quickly.
Okay.
I was ready to do that because
Okay.
I need to have a product.
Okay.
It just so happened the product is nice. And then the moment I saw the product, actually I already know it's gonna be good.
Okay.
How many minutes is it?
I'm checking. Oh, it's already 40 minutes.
shit.
Oh.
It's so long. No, it's a good discussion. No, the I think this is also a founder's gut. So when you see a product, you kind of have a sense already.
Okay.
When I saw the first batch of pants, I know it's gonna sell.
So this is the last question. So how many sale you got in the bazaar, November 11? 11 and 12, 2 days, right?
Yeah.
2 days bazaar,
I forgot
whole
already,
day.
but it's very small number.
Yeah. How much? First day, I remember that you sold one
One.
pants. How much was that?
2,500.
2,500 peso. And then finally, this pants became how much?
Now I'm selling from 4,500 to 6,000.
4,500 to 6,000.
Depending on the design of the pattern.
The person, the people who want to buy the kimono, you guys lost. You guys basically wasted 2,000 peso, Charlotte. So this is actually another conversation that we're going to talk about pricing maybe next episode because this is a very, very common mistake, right? But pricing, let's not talk about it. So
no, I started at 2,000. My friend, the first order was 2,000.
2,000 peso. Wow, unbelievable. How much the profit? Now, because at the time you didn't count the profit, but
yeah,
how much?
now that I compute it at 2,100 peso profit.
1,000 peso profit?
No, no. At 2,000, maybe around 300 peso profit.
So profit is 15%. Me and me just have a conversation. Actually, we are consulting with someone, and someone's profit is 15%, and she was like, 15% profit, and then how can you do the business? Blah blah blah. So now we realize that our profit was 15%. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so pricing is let's talk about the next episode because I think it's gonna be very very important and heavy topic. So first day you sold only one item, 2,000 peso. Second day,
I forgot already. I think.
but at least you remember. Did you sell two?
Yes, more than two.
More than two, three.
Around 5.
Around 5, maybe only 2,000 peso. So maybe 10,000 peso.
Yeah.
And then how much the fee for joining the bazaar?
20,000.
20,000. Okay. So my last question. 20,000. And then you were negative.
Yes.
Clearly. Right? You are not scared. Because you had the gut that this is nice pants. But result didn't come in.
Nice question.
And then
I was actually quite hesitant. When the bazaar did not do well, I was like, oh fuck.
really?
Yeah, of course.
You
It's the
didn't
data.
mention that actually.
It's data.
Yeah.
My gut feel was, am I wrong?
Yeah.
Because-
You should think.
But-
It's you
but-
shipped a kimono from Japan to
No,
Philippines and then
but
joined
the
the bazaar.
thing is,
Okay.
when I posted the photo of Nikki after because they won one order, I was like, fuck. But I posted the photo of Nikki the night, and I got 5 orders. So it's kind of like, okay, maybe.
Wait, okay, so that's 5 orders already paid.
No, at least 5 orders paid.
Because November 1, you mentioned that you got the 5 orders, but you mentioned that the first order.
5 order November 1. No, November 11.
No, sorry, November 11. And November 11 was a bazaar day.
11 first day, bazaar day.
So is this something that we literally sold in bazaar and then got the cash 2,000 peso, but at the same time message was coming and then that 5 sales was closed after the bazaar, kind of
Yes,
like
yes, yes, yes.
that. Okay. So while you are in bazaar, you are a little bit hesitant, but after the bazaar,
online sales came in.
maybe like a Monday or
Yes,
Tuesday,
yes,
you
yes,
also
yes,
like
yes,
follow
yes,
that
yes,
and then
yes, yes,
they
yes.
purchase
Yes,
and then
yes, yes,
you
yes.
are more relaxed.
Yes.
So when you finish the bazaar day 2, you are really hesitant.
I was scared.
You are scared.
Yeah.
And then
And actually, I remember now, after the bazaar, I was so shitsukoi to the leads.
Shitsukoi is how do you say?
Shitsukoi is very persistent.
Persistence.
I was like,
because you need to sell.
I was like, because I learned this from Harry. Whenever I give a price for discount, I already give the peg. So this is 2,500, but actually this is 5,000 peso, which is true now. It's only discounted, and I was Cambodia style. But if you buy now, it's 2,300.
Don't bash Cambodian people.
sorry. But I was really giving huge discounts because I'm scared. But after the 3rd order, I'm like, okay.
3rd order, but 3rd
Online.
order. So 1st order day 1, and then another 5 order day 2, but still you're negative, you're scared. But online sales, after a few online sales came in,
I'm becoming more confident.
so because I think that you see that okay, I can sell online.
Yes.
I see.
And also another thing that I was scared with bazaar is not just the sales; it's the sales versus the foot traffic. So if there were 3,000 people who passed by my booth and only 6 people bought. So that tells me, okay, if I buy ads for 3,000, I will only get. So that's.
You also consider the reach.
Yes.
Because that bazaar was not much traffic.
Yeah, but still it's like less than 1%. So that means if I put an ad for 10,000 views, only 1% will convert.
Because you compare the traffic versus conversion, right?
Yes.
And then that was maybe also depends on the season to November was still not a lot of people too. Okay.
So to be honest, after the bazaar, I was so scared.
But
really
but
scared.
online sales came in, and then you also became more relaxed, and then logically you also compute that how many people passed the bazaar and then how many people converted, and then now you have more confidence.
Yeah. But it made me so scared that I almost didn't join my 2nd bazaar, which was successful. Sorry. I almost was so scared because I was like, okay, maybe this business is only for online. So when I was approached for a bazaar, I was like, should I go? Because I didn't do well in the first bazaar.
Okay.
But I think I just didn't care at that time. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I need contents at the time. So I went for the bazaar for the contents.
Why you didn't release the contents before the bazaar to sell? Or simply you couldn't have time?
I couldn't have time.
You don't have
Because
time.
remember, that was the time we have startup events. So it was really events after events after events.
Okay. So in conclusion, you really took almost like 45 days until releasing and then starting to sell. Even you have time limitation 90 days. But I think that was the best speed, right?
That was the best speed I can.
And maybe like we can advise for the new people to start a business, like maybe starting from day 1 to release. Maybe you should put a timeline, right? Like a 45 days or something like that, though.
For launching.
Okay, yeah. So I think it's already like 1 hour. So, but today,
I learned a lot. This is a podcast on learning.
I need to give you a question to understand every whole the process to learn as a startup anyway. So yeah. Okay, so next episode, maybe let's start from the pricing part.
I like that.
Because pricing, this is really important thing. And then if you make a wrong decision of the pricing, you have no chance to win. And then we actually also had a I think I shared to Mimi, right? 2 days ago I met the another small business owners, and he's really like a smart, brilliant guy, but he also shared to us that since he made a wrong price, so that's why first business was not really performing well. So pricing is like, even you're smart, even your market is right, but if you also chose the wrong price, pricing is also connecting the market, area too, that what kind of people you can attract. So I really want everyone to, learn about the pricing. So yeah,
Tune in for the next episode.
okay, so that's all for today.
That's all.
Okay. Cool.
Let's take a pose. Wait, sit down so that I can take a screenshot. Okay. Then I can take a screenshot after.